Today we're at Nectar in Scottsdale, Arizona. This amazingly healthy and trendy spot serves handcrafted juices, smoothies, and acai bowls that are natural, clean, and always buzzing with the most energizing and nutrient-rich ingredients. Great if you need to stay healthy and are on the go. And today, my guest on the show is Chris Ronzio. Chris is an entrepreneur that's involved in several ventures, one being an efficiency coach. Businesses hire Chris to find tools and create processes to make their business more efficient so they can hire less often, deliver better service, and basically organize chaos. I hired Chris to help me with my business and it was amazing. And today he's going to share some great tools that fitness studios can use to be better and more efficient.
If you own a gym or you need a gym, this is your guy.
My name's Mike, and I help fitness studios that are ready to take action, work hard, and grow their studios. In this very saturated industry, there's tons of competition, but the opportunities are incredible. We'll cover the most common challenges in the fitness world and invite guests in the show that have learned to overcome them and share their strategies with you. This is the GSD Show. What's up, Chris?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Good. And you know why I have you on the show?
To talk about how to GSD.
How to GSD. So you are your own brand, and you have the best slogan in the world. And what is it?
Organize chaos and get things done.
And get things done.
Yes. I censored it a little.
Good. You should not, because it's organize chaos and get shit done.
That
but
too.
You have a reputation amongst everyone I know that knows you as well to have an app or a hack for virtually everything. And I don't know if you labeled yourself as this, but everyone that I know, and I know I label you as this, as an efficiency coach, because you take this much work that needs this much work to be done to be productive, but you find a way to get the same productivity out of this much actual work by using apps and stuff that just make your life a ton easier, right?
Right.
Okay.
I think it's called impatience, because if I'm doing something that's monotonous and I get aggravated by it, I have to find an app or a better way, and then I'll spend more time finding the app than it would have taken me to do the thing in the first place.
Yeah, but long term,
it's a solution.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wrote this amazing blog where you showed over the course of, what was it, a whole week? Mm-hmm. Where you hacked your entire week. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody that read it was a very popular blog. Everybody that read it went bananas. And what was the name of the blog? What was the title of it?
I think it was how to save 10 to 20 hours every week.
Awesome.
Something like that.
Cool. And so the people that are watching, you and I had talked about this beforehand. It's fitness studio owners, and a lot of them are owner operators. And the biggest struggle that they have is that they have a lot of hats that they're wearing. They don't have necessarily a lot of income, nor even a lot of need to hire a full-time person or even a part-time person for a lot of these things, but it's still 5 to 10 hours here, 5 to 10 hours there, 5 to 10 hours here that they're putting into things that you already know you can break down to like maybe automated, so it's not even taking up any time, or 5 to 10 minutes, right?
Right.
So let's start with one of the things that I think is just one of the things to just get out of the way really quickly, because I think a lot of studios already have a decent understanding, but you have some other perspectives too, is just an overall CRM, a tool that is just great to have to hold all your contacts, maybe do some automated emails and schedule classes and all that. And I know that a lot of the studio owners understand Mind Body already, and that was one that you brought to my attention, but you found a few other ones that you really liked as well, right?
Yeah, so whenever people ask me for a CRM recommendation, it's kind of a broad term that people throw out there, and it's just anything that's going to manage your contacts or your customers. So whenever I'm working with a company, I always start to look and see, is there an industry tool that already exists that's going to be perfectly tailored for exactly what they're trying to do? So when you asked me to look into this, I found some that were for fitness studios, some that were for CrossFit gyms, and there's even different tools for those specific types of fitness or
right.
training. So Mind Body was one that I came across.
For those watching, we're going to use a cheat sheet. We're going to have this out because we wanted to make sure we were prepared and we had a lot of this stuff in advance. And so there were problems that I told you a lot of studios that I work with have, things that they really are inefficient in, and you quickly came up with a whole list of tools that you already know solve these problems, not just for fitness but businesses in general, but particularly the fitness studios that we're working with, right?
Right.
So this whole list that you have here, let's start with the software. So Mind Body, yeah, it's on that list, and you saw that one. What did you like about that, and tell me about the other ones as well?
So when I did a search, I started just by looking for gym software, fitness software, all those kind of things, basic Google terms, kind of probably the same way you would make ads. I'm looking for solutions to software, to inefficiency problems.
Right.
So as I went through the first few pages of Google, clicked through review sites, things like that, MindBody was definitely one that kept popping up.
Okay.
It looks beautiful, it's clean, simple sign-up process, and they seem to handle everything, like from mobile design, customer check-in, purchasing things, scheduling, marketing, coupons, promotions.
Wow,
so
a lot.
Real comprehensive suite. The second one I found was called Gym Master, which seemed to be like a close second. Same sort of feature set, all the way from scheduling online to checking people in when they get there and tracking their results. Then there was another one called Sugar Wad that I found.
For workout of the day.
Workout of the day, CrossFit specific. This one was really like a collaborative community tool where it was more member centric. So the members log in, they post their scores for whatever the workout was, they can see communications from the trainers, and then they can see how other people are doing and congratulate them on their results.
Okay, cool. So these are 3 great tools, and we wanted to go over a couple of things. So one of the problems that, or one of the things that people are working really, really hard on is being able to get their clients and their members to follow a really good nutrition plan, something that's really easy to follow, something that's customizable, but it doesn't take a ton of time to manage, set up, and share with people. And so you found a tool that was really cool, and was it Evolution Nutrition?
Yeah, so Evolution Nutrition, they have 3 plans. It starts at a basic plan where they kind of have these prepackaged meal plans that they've come up with, and it goes all the way up to a pro plan that you can design your own meal plans to communicate out. It's cheap. The most expensive plan is $59 a month. And what it does is it lets you put together these custom nutrition packages for your members and then send them out to them, kind of on a drip campaign. So if I was putting a plan together for you, I can drag and drop different recipes and put something that's perfectly tailored for you, and then you'll get it in your email.
And does it have all the nutritional facts and everything like that, so I can stay within my macros and all that stuff?
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
And speaking of nutrition, so there's this awesome, another kind of hack tool that I use called Inside Tracker.
Okay.
InsideTracker.com, and what it is it teaches you how to optimize your health through nutrition. So it starts at the blood level. So you actually can upload your results. You go to the doctor's office, you get some tests done, and then you can upload your results to their software, and they'll measure you on these 30 different biomarkers against like tens or hundreds of thousands of other people that are in their database.
Okay.
So they'll show you for your age, your weight, your gender, you're a little low here, you're a little high here, and here's the exact nutrition plan that we'd recommend. So they say
Really?
You need more broccoli, you need less red snapper.
And
you
that
need
would be
more-
based off what? Like maybe your body type maybe gets bloated with certain things, or gets drowsy, or what are the reasons for certain foods may work well for one or another?
No, it's really based on the nutrients that are going to impact those blood, those metrics.
Wow.
And so, pretty cool site. So I do it every quarter. I just upload new results. There's a lab, if you don't go to the doctors all the time, there's a lab called Theranos that's
Okay.
in Walgreens, and you can order the labs yourself on your phone and get them delivered to your phone within 24 hours.
Get outta
And
here.
it costs a fraction of what it would cost at the doctor's office.
That's ridiculous. How do
Yeah,
you
so
hear about these
Theranos.
tools?
Just really from researching, either I'm working with a client and they have a specific need, and I go down this click path online of just discovering different stuff, and anything that's irrelevant at the time I save for later.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. And another thing that a lot of these fitness studios we're working with are doing is they're promoting like a free week or a free trial or a free session, something to get people in the door. The problem is following up with people so they can schedule a time that works well for both has been a real challenge, because you got to take the time to do it. You got to have your calendar accessible. So does that person at the right time. So there's too much follow-up. And it'd be really, really simple if they can have a tool where as soon as a person, let's say, takes advantage of the free week, it takes them to another page where they can actually schedule a time that already works for that fitness studio and that person's schedule. You have some calendar tools you said you liked?
Yeah, so the best solution is going to be an integrated one. So if you're already using one of those fitness CRM
Like a
kind of
MindBody?
apps, that would be built in, where they'd allow you to sync your schedule and you've got all your client sessions or appointments on there. If you're not using one of those tools, there's a couple calendar ones I like. One's called Calendly, with an LY at the end.
And we'll actually put that on the screen.
Okay,
so
cool.
Sam, put that on the screen.
Okay, and then the other one's schedule once.
Okay.
So those two applications will let you sync to a Google Calendar, an Outlook calendar, so that it has real-time availability, and then your customers or your clients can just go on and pick a time that works for them. So, so if you're not using a CRM again, that should come in part of your email process, where they get to a certain point and it triggers out a message that says, hey, we'd love to see you again. Click here to book your appointment.
Okay.
That's a total hands-off thing that gym owners don't even have to be involved with until the person walks in the door.
So it just syncs with the calendar. And do you know if they can send confirmation emails and all that automatically, or?
Yep. So they'll send a confirmation, right to the person's email automatically.
So it's totally hands off. You just show up and they're there.
Yeah. And there's another tool, you probably know Zapier or Zapier.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
I've heard of it. I really don't know much about it and what it does, but I've heard of it.
So this is like level 2 automation. But
Okay.
What Zapier does is it lets you connect different online apps. So you set up these triggers to say, if this happens over here, do this.
Okay.
So you could set up a trigger to say, if someone books on my scheduling page, send them a text to say, thank you, can't wait to see you. Or mail them a card from a card mailing service.
Like a send out cards or something?
Yeah, send out cards or bonds.
How does it integrate like that? So this tool just has access to all these integrations?
Yeah, they're called APIs, which are like the application interface that connects, that makes apps connectable. And so Zapier is zaps. It makes these automated things happen through APIs.
So now somebody fills out the form, they said they want a free week. We can make it so that it goes right to a calendar where they can set up something, but we can also sync it with something like Google Voice or some texting tool. I don't know if Google Voice is the one that I know you wrote down here, or Callfire, but then you can make it so that it'll not only email them confirmation, but it'll also text them a confirmation. Can you make it text them a reminder as well?
Sure. I mean, it's totally customizable. So a lot of these things that I'm recommending, it really takes a company mapping out the employee or the customer experience that they want first at a high level, and then you can make it happen through a combination of apps.
Wow, that's awesome. So what's the difference between Google Voice and Callfire? Why do you like one, or why do you like the other?
So Google Voice is a service that lets you have register a phone number, and you might use it as your primary phone number.
It's free, right?
It's a free service through Google, but you might use it as a primary number that people call you and text you on.
I actually do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the benefit of texting through Google Voice is that when you text someone, it's just like it's coming from your cell phone. It will text them from that number.
Okay.
So if they have that number saved in their phone, it's going to just look like you texted.
And you can call that number and
you can call it, yeah, exactly. So Callfire, the other tool I was recommending, is more of like a batch mass texting solution.
So like when it says like text 90210 or something like that, right?
Yeah, text Beverly Hills to 90210.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. So if you want people to sign up for a list, or you want people to receive promotional text messages from you, Callfire is a real simple app that lets you do that. And they'll, the texts are for pennies. So it's to buy a big bag of 1,000 texts might cost you $20 to $50.
Which is worth it because you're getting more people to come in. People respond to texts way better than they do emails.
Right.
And people don't answer phone calls if it's a number they don't recognize, but they check a text if it's a number they don't recognize. So there's a lot of value to that. Okay, cool. You also have a really, really cool app that I know a lot of people are using called Trainual, which I wanted you to talk about as well, because I think one of the struggles I hear, not just with a couple studios, but almost every one of them, is they have a hard time training their staff to do it the way they do it without it taking a ton of time, right? Because they shadow them, and this is how we do it. These are our core values. This is our mission. This is where we log this. This is how we log that. This is how we check in and open the place up and close it down. There's a ton, right? We just think initially, we're going to get an employee. Cool, he already knows how to train people. I just got to teach him how we do it here. Well, simple, but there's a ton of stuff that you don't realize until you're in it, and they're like, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that?
Right.
So talk about Trainual and how that's changed things for companies like that.
Yeah, so when I was working with companies, all different industries, the biggest problem that they were having is They figured out how to do something, but how do they do it repeatably over and over and over again? And then if an employee leaves and they bring someone else in, is the owner back in the trenches trying to figure it out?
Or taking the employee time away to train?
Right. So Trainual was the solution for that. It teaches you how to document your processes step by step. You can embed videos if you want to share something in real time. You can embed screenshots if it's something that happens on the computer. You can attach files, documents, links to other sites, and then you can write just your own narrative of how you would describe a process to someone. So you build it out step by step, and then you can even create quizzes to test if the employee understood what they went through.
So they have to pass through, and until they pass through, they can't really get on the floor, or whatever level you want them to go to. You at least know where they're at as far as processes go.
Right.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So if, let's say, I'm going through this tool, and obviously a lot of it's set up in the beginning, can I go back in there and change stuff, swap stuff out? Is that pretty easy as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So you set up a curriculum, you would call it, and courses within a curriculum. So a curriculum might be trainer, new trainer certification, and your courses might be, how to deal with customers, how to log into our system, how to, basic things employees need to know. So at any time you want to log in and make changes to those that content, you just log in and edit it. It's as simple as editing a blog post.
Very cool. And a lot of trainers are getting more and more tech savvy now. A lot of fitness studio owners, fitness people are really getting more tech savvy, especially as social media's played a big role in their getting business. But there's still a lot of people out there that are not as tech savvy as you think they would be. And so this may be a little intimidating for them. Realistically, I know it's your product, so for you it's real simple, but how much tech knowledge do you really need to have to be able to set up a training like this for your employees? Is there any coding or anything like that?
No coding. If you can write a blog post or you can edit a Google Doc, you can do this.
Or like a Microsoft Word doc or something?
Sure, yeah. And it's an online platform, so it's accessible everywhere. You can log into it from anywhere. You don't have to be at your computer. So it's a great platform. But really, it's the final product of having outlined all your systems. So if you're still trying to figure out the best systems, start there. Like outline how things should work and find the right tools to make it work. And then the last step is documenting it and sharing it.
Is this trainual.com?
Yep. Trainual.
Sam put that on there. And then you use Wistia for the video tool.
Yeah.
It's not only for Trainual, but for just in general, you recommend Wistia?
Yeah, so you've probably used Vimeo
I
or
use
your
Wistia.
YouTube. Oh, okay, great.
But I wanted to hear why, because I don't know if I'm using the best tool. Now I see it on your paper, I feel better about it.
Yeah.
But I guess I want to know, why is Wistia a better option in your eyes? Because I know you research all these tools.
Yeah. So Vimeo and YouTube are great when you want to publish something quick and just get it out there. What Wistia is great for is marketing videos or internal videos that you really want to see the analytics behind. So they've custom built their player to have some cool options, like they'll heat map when people drop off in your video. So you can see that a certain percentage of people close out of your video at the 2-minute mark. So maybe you need to shorten your video to 1.5 minutes. Or you can see that you can put call to actions at different parts of the video, and it's just a real beautiful platform.
I think you can even see when they rewind it and at what points, right?
Yeah, and then you can also host 50 videos on there in full HD, totally free. So for most companies that are just putting a couple of videos up online, it's hands down my favorite.
Now let's say you want to have hundreds of videos because you really want to put together, let's say with Trainual and stuff like that. Is it an expensive tool once you get past the free version, or?
No, it's still not that expensive. It just depends on how much content you want to host. Nothing against YouTube or Vimeo. If you've got an account on there and you want to build your channel on there and just put everything in one place, then no problem. If you're not doing video yet and you want to start, then Wistia is a real clean, easy experience.
Cool. Social media, everybody needs to post on social. And they know that. They need to post, whether it's like the WODs, the workout of the days, inspirational stuff, nutritional tips, maybe updates to the gym that it's going to be closed this weekend for reconstruction or whatever, right? So social media is something that not just fitness studios, but every business knows we need to be active on and we need to be responding. I used Hootsuite, and I know Hootsuite's probably the tool that most people know out of all tools. But you have other tools that you like a little better, and you say they're a little simpler and they could do more. So tell me about those tools and why do you like them?
Yeah, so I suggested a few on there. The first is called Buffer, spelt just like it sounds, buffer.com. And what Buffer does is it just lets you schedule your posts out into the future. So whether you're posting on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, you write your posts and set the time that you want them to go out so that you can sit down and do them in one big batch and not have to be on your phone all day. So Buffer for scheduling. The next tool that I like is called Edgar.
Okay.
What Edgar does is it recycles your old posts.
Okay.
So only like 2% of people or something see your posts when they go out because not everybody's looking all the time.
Right.
So what Edgar does is they'll take your best posts from the past and repost them at different times in the future. So say you posted Monday morning, they might post Wednesday afternoon. So it's
Wow.
likely to be seen by a different audience.
So if it's like health tips, right? 4 foods you should never eat before you work out, right? That's something that's totally okay to post again a week later or so.
Totally, it's evergreen.
And especially if you, I mean, it's not like these are the followers I have forever.
Yeah.
Next week I'm going to have more. I should
Right.
if I'm doing all this stuff, right? And so these people haven't gotten a chance to see it. And even if they were already followers, like you said, not everybody's going to, there's so many things being shared. What'd you say it was like 2%?
Something like that,
2% of content's only going to be seen. So yeah, that's cool.
And then speaking of content, there's one more tool I like for social. It's called Q. It's Q-U-U-U.
Okay.
And what they do is kind of supplement your existing content, whatever you're posting on your own, with other related stuff in the same interest category.
Okay.
So if you went on there and picked fitness and nutrition, you said, I like to share stuff in this kind of realm, then they'll populate your Buffer account with other people's posts that you want to share because it relates to your audience. And then you can log into Buffer and you can say, that one's good, that one's good, that one's good. That's a competitor, let's take that off.
Or it contradicts my philosophy,
Sure.
right?
But at least it lets you supplement your own stuff so that you're just out in front of people more.
Wow, that's really cool. Does that cost anything, or?
It's free for 2 or 3 posts a day, and then if you want to post more frequently than that, you pay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Another thing too, video, we all know that video is becoming something everybody's starting to do more and more of. It's got really great engagement. But putting together really cool videos that aren't just like raw footage stuff, which even raw footage is better than nothing, but being able to just whip out your phone and put together a really cool video is something that a lot of people don't even know how to get started on because they don't know how to edit, they don't know how to do all that stuff. But you said you have a tool that you really like for that.
Yeah, a real simple tool that I've been using for a while for marketing kind of promo videos is called Animoto.
Okay.
We put that on the links too.
We're going to put logos for everything.
Okay,
every
cool.
time it's mentioned, yeah.
So what Animoto does is they'll let you either on your phone or your computer select from your photos or videos, either the ones on your phone, the ones on your desktop, or ones on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever that are already out there.
Okay.
And pull those together into a templated animation that looks awesome.
Which, is there more than one template or is it just one template?
There's a ton of templates. So you pick a style that you like, you grab the photos and videos that you like, put on a song, and you have a marketing video in a minute. So it's
So if
really
you're a
easy.
yoga student, you want something softer and
Yep.
more elegant, or a CrossFit studio that's like powerful and hardcore, you can pick that template. It'll pick a song. Is there music and all that?
Yep. It'll pick songs from their free library, or you can upload your own.
Okay. And then it just takes different, so you import multiple clips, and then it just chops it up and makes
Yeah,
it go
you
to
can put
music?
text on there. It's really easy. If you're not into video editing or whatever, you don't do the iMovie or any of that, it's even simpler. It's just drag things in and click create.
Cool. All right, another tool that customers that are watching know what I'm talking about here, but Brand X, you gave me this idea where Brand X can actually send out t-shirts automatically with your branding at a very low cost, one-off, so you don't have to buy a bunch, and they could even like put in like whatever you want or information like that, right?
Yeah.
So talk about for a fitness studio in your words, because you sold me on it, so I want you to help sell them, and I don't want to mess it up because it's been working really well for me. So just basically explain how a fitness studio can use Brand X to really help build that community.
Yeah, so Brand X is a t-shirt printing and fulfillment shop. They're a really cool, awesome group of people. And what they do is they let you order a bunch of shirts for your brand, for your company, and then at any different time, you can have them send them out to different people. So this is another perfect example of where to use Zapier or Zapier.
Okay.
Because you could have somebody sign up, put their first credit card payment through, and as soon as that's recognized, it'll fire an order over to Brand X that says, send this person a t-shirt.
Well, we would have to can it fire an email to that person asking for their t-shirt size?
Oh yeah, sure. If that wasn't in the original form when they signed up, then
Got
yeah.
it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can trigger, they pay, it triggers an email to them, hey, would you like a free t-shirt? Just select your size. That form submission goes straight to Brand X. So.
Cool. Yeah, the way we use it, it's pretty much similar, but as soon as you sign up through our Infusionsoft account, we use that, it automatically sends an email to that customer, and it says, hey, we have a special gift for you, can't tell you what it is, but by the way, what's your t-shirt size? And then they come back with their t-shirt size. That email just automatically goes to Chloe, and Chloe forwards it to Brand X. Brand X knows what to do from there. There's no conversation needed. Mm-hmm. They take the t-shirt, they ship it over, and you could even put like a letter in there or anything that you want. Brand X will actually put it in there for you.
So if you don't want to have her have to forward them anymore, just set up a free account and it'll do the forwarding for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, set up a free account where?
Zapier.
With Zapier?
Yeah.
So you can make it so that it automatically, when they reply, if anybody replies to a certain address, it'll go to Brand X directly?
Yep.
I didn't even know that. This wasn't scripted. That's crazy. That's awesome. Sarah? Okay, you got that. All right. And then another tool that you got me on, a company actually, for branding and product branding and stuff like that, promotional products, is Boom Promo. Mm-hmm. And talk about Boom Promo and how that helps and why that's
so
awesome.
A couple friends of mine, Boom Promo, another company is Specs Creative, but these companies do promotional products.
Okay.
And as a gym, people are really emotional about brands. And if you're going to a gym all the time, whether it's a cool key tag that I've got my key fob on,
or Tupperware for your meal prep,
Tupperware for the meal preps, or a mug for my bulletproof coffee,
shakers,
or whatever,
all that
shakers,
stuff, right?
yeah. That stuff is, every item is just an opportunity to get your brand on top of someone's mind, to get your brand carried around town so that other people can see it. And it's really just a cheap way to have a lot of mini billboards all over the city.
With loyal fans.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's just a billboard, because you see a billboard, you just go up to a guy next to you and say, hey, what's that? I have no idea.
Right.
But if you see somebody with a shaker or Tupperware, hey, what's that company?
Right.
Oh yeah, this is where I work out. This place is awesome.
Right.
Right. And now you have a little actual conversation about it. But Boom Promo's pretty affordable, and they have options that I liked. That's what I liked about them too, is that you have options where you don't have to buy a ton to get great pricing. Of course, if you do, you get better, but I mean, there's really, really good pricing down with a smaller quantity as well.
Yeah, sure.
And they have a lot of really cool options, and the service has been great. Zach is the owner, and I know he's got a team, but I mean, they all do a really good job of communicating and getting everything down the way you want.
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
Good. All right, cool. So these are cool tools for business. And I told you I was going to ask you this, but there's I want to share with everybody just a fun tool that doesn't necessarily have to do with business, but it's just cool to know that it exists. Hopefully everyone's driving very safely, but if in the event that you just speed a little bit over and the policeman decides to pull you over and give you a ticket, and you have to go through driving school, you have a cool tool for getting past online driving school.
Well, when you say it that way, it sounds pretty shady, but...
I'm not saying you use it or you're recommending it. You found it and it's cool. You came across it.
Yeah, I came across this.
Okay.
So the story, I was telling Mike earlier, and the story is one of those auto cameras got me going a half a mile per hour over the speed limit, and when I signed up for the online driver test, they take you through this 162-step process to learn how to buckle your seatbelt, and it's pretty elementary.
We know
kind
this.
of questions that are on
I
there.
went a little fast, but
Yeah.
I know this.
So the way that they do it is it's timed. It's got 2 minutes or 3 minutes per session. You can't click next until that time's elapsed.
Right.
So I found this thing. It's an auto clicker. It's called Auto Clicker. I downloaded it on my Mac, and it would just click my mouse every 20 seconds or so that I could sit and watch a movie, and it clicked through the test, and then when it was ready for the questions, I would go over, and I passed. I got like a 97% on the thing, so it's not like I didn't know the stuff, but it was a risk I was willing to take to save those couple hours.
You know how to drive well. I've been in the car with you. You're a very careful driver.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was going to end it there, but I do have another tool that I liked, and I want you to talk about it. You had like 3 hours of laundry to do, right? Now, I hate laundry too, because it seems like such a waste of time, but I need to wear clothes that look not wrinkled and cleaned and everything. But these fitness studio owners, any entrepreneur really, they have a ton that they can do, and it's different than being an employee in some jobs where if you're an employee in certain businesses, most businesses, you can't just work more and make more. You kind of just, okay, your work's done, your building's locking up, you have to leave, you can come in tomorrow.
Yeah.
But with an entrepreneur, if he can work more, he can accelerate the growth of his business faster. But 3 hours of laundry is pretty daunting and it gets in the way.
Yeah.
You hack everything, and you had 3 hours of laundry. You knew it was more valuable to work on your business. So how did you get the laundry done without having to do the laundry or making your wife do it, because she would have killed you? You didn't get it done.
Well, so this is an isolated example, but the broader idea here is exactly what you said, that you don't have to do everything. And most business owners I work with are stuck in this mindset that they have to do everything for it to be done right. And it really takes kind of that leap of faith to get out there and delegate, whether it's to an employee or to another service like this. So this particular service is called TaskRabbit, which they have these rabbits or taskers or whatever they call them around town, and they're in almost every metropolitan area. And you can just go onto the app and request something, whether it's building your IKEA furniture or organizing your office or moving or whatever it is, and people will show up kind of on demand for whatever hourly rate you agree to. So it's, for a business owner that really needs to be investing in how to grow their business or how to increase their profitability,
not building an IKEA table.
Yeah, exactly. So if it's the type of thing that's teachable, but you don't have a full-time resource or employee to do that, then those services are awesome.
And for online stuff, you got me tuned into Fancy Hands as well. I don't know if you still use Fancy Hands or there's another tool that you like.
Yeah, so online Fancy Hands is a great one. It starts at like $30 a month, I think.
It's a virtual assistant. You can ask them through phone
or text.
You can ask them to do something, and it's like Uber kind of, where the first person responding will just work on it and get it done.
Yeah, so that's an amazing tool. Upwork is another amazing tool. That one's good if you have like really data-heavy tasks and you want someone to, put together a huge spreadsheet for you, and it's going to take 20 hours. You can get someone from anywhere in the world that is highly recommended or rated and jump on and do it.
Putting together a list of franchises. Sarah knows. We should delegate that. I didn't think about that. I should have
probably could have done it for $30 or something.
Unbelievable. Okay, cool.
These are things that every employee should know too, because they should be able to say, no, I'm not doing that. Why would
I'm going to get more done.
How about I'll put up the $30 to do that task and I'll take today off. Like that. I want more employees to say that.
Well, I'll work on more things, because there's things that Sarah works on, because Sarah's here, but things that Sarah works on, like building out a spreadsheet, where if that can't be done on its own, and she can work on reaching out to actual prospects, you can actually make more money with prospects. That's cool. You have a newsletter. Every week you drip out another app or another hack, right?
Yeah.
So how can people get signed on to your newsletter?
So if you just go to chrisronzio.com,
We'll put it on there.
The newsletter sign-up's right there, and actually I'll pull this out. I have a book, which I think you have, right?
I have it on my desk, yes.
So this is my book, 100 Hacks to Improve Your Business, and you can get the free online copy for signing up for the newsletter and download it. It has actually a couple hundred different tools in here, quick recommendations that you can improve your life. And if you want to give this away to someone, then go for it.
Yes, absolutely, I will. Let's do a social media giveaway today on this.
Oh, cool.
All right, so yeah, this book is great. There's stuff on here you didn't even think about delegating. Not you could. You didn't even consider that being a possibility. So it's just in your mind, and then you're like, I couldn't give that away. I couldn't give that away. Then you just don't know what to do with yourself like that.
Right.
Hey man, appreciate it. Always good
Always.
talking to you. Thanks man.
Mike.